What the heck? Anyways, so what I was going to say, so if don't mind me, I'm munching on my Jolly. So this is my snack. So it's getting some energy, some temporary energy with my energy drink over there. But I wanted to like hold on because basically, I mean, this is my Red Bull energy that has zero sugar. I have the sugar, and then I have the electrolyte drink, is what I would like to call that. But it looks really interesting as this color. But then like, um, So basically what I wanted to talk about today, and my phone is charging right now, so I'm just gonna just like go off like what I'm thinking right now. So basically, I've been mentioning that I have a fashion design degree from Washington State University back in 2021, and I'm gonna keep saying that regardless because like I want my designs to be heard, especially with like what I was working with, and I'm gonna display them on the screen, and it's gonna be shown on the screen the entire time of what I mean. Because like, well, I need to look at my phone so I can actually go off. And I also want to mention that like with so right now it's 2201. So basically when I say if you sync to the universe's frequency and you are actually like, you know, being more efficient with your time and how you do things, like you would be able to sync with its frequency. And the way that I think of it like that, when I see a number like that, 2201, that means I'm doing it before the event, which is at the perfect time. Afterwards, it's just like I'm ahead of schedule. And see what I mean? Now it's 2202. So like now I'm see So basically, what I'm talking about, so when with the designs that you see on the screen itself, like these were my designs that I had actually came up with, like myself. And the first one is a phoenix. So basically, at the start of the fashion show, which was supposed to happen to in 2020, I believe, um, it was either yeah 2020 because like I got chosen to be picked as like the student to like kind of represent like an art piece for the reusing recycled program pamphlets. So basically, like a program pamphlet, so like if you just open it up in that regard. So basically, I had like cut up the pieces into like hexagons, and the theme from like the previous fashion show was like I forgot what the theme was. I think it was like flames or something like that. So I had used that and thought like, oh, what if I did a phoenix? So like I didn't want to actually like make like a fashion piece. I want to do something like avant-garde. And considering that it was recycled program pamphlets in the first place, and I used boning for to give it some structure. So I made like the tail of it with my logo at the time, and it's like an S. And I'm thinking of Superman to be honest, because like I think that's a cool vibe now that I'm looking at it now and like replaying it in my mind. That it's like honestly, that's like my future. Uh, it was supposed to be my logo, but I was still trying to decide like what the name was going to be because I thought of Zion. So I'm like, I don't know, because it was kind of giving Matrix in that vibe. But regardless, it was a phoenix. And then like on the back of it, I wish there was more pictures of it. I this is all what I just currently have. Um, so in the back of it, it was a little cape piece. So there was multiple pieces to this. So basically, it was like the tail connects to like the back of it, but it was like a cape. So there's a cape, and then there's on the back of the cape there was like an extra long piece that I had made. And in the process of making that, like I literally had a seizure and everything like that. Like I seized up. Like I literally, I guess my body was so like exhausted to the point where it's just like I was overworking myself and didn't realize it. But in this moment, I was like I want people to actually know my name. Like I know that I can use technology and everything like that. And the reason why I'm saying technology is because I had bought like a hologram projector to be worn on the back of it. Because on the cape, there's a little hole that you can like that I had like a projector that I wanted the model to wear to have it spinning with the logo because the logo was a G and it was for Genesis, which is really interesting that it was called Genesis for the fashion show theme of that year. So I'm like, oh, interesting. So I'll just do that. I had made graphics using it was Illustrator, and then I maybe had got some graphics from like the previous fashion show and like got a digital version of it and kind of did some tinkering to it and like actually put it on the projector itself, like if it and I had put it in like After Effects to do like a spinning effect, a glitchy effect, and everything like that to give it life to the outfit so that way I'm using technology. So when I did that, it was very interesting, and you can't really see it in the picture. Probably don't no, I have it on because I can see like the black straps. It's just like the wing of like the cape is kind of like in you no, you can't really see it to be honest because it's a clear piece. It's a circular clear piece to put on the back um of the model of like in front of the cape. But it was that piece, and then I made a headpiece because I used like a VR headset to kind of give it like that angle point, and it kind of reminds me of a bird. So I mean, like a phoenix is a bird. So next, so anyway, so basically, yeah. So it was that. So like I had used like the flames to kind of be like that in that instance, and then I had made like armbands as well, like to make it look like it's floating. And then I had like my arm sleeve, and then like had a leg sleeve, and then I made like a leg cuff piece and everything like that to match. So there's like something at the bottom that kind of brings it together. And then on the mid piece, it was more of like a floating piece. So basically, if you think of a leg, I had created like pieces that kind of like looped around the leg to give it like a new silhouette is what I was trying to say. But that's what I kind of did, what I did in the first place. And I do really like this picture. It's a bit blurry, but I mean, this was very good at the time frame of like when I made this. Because right now I'm just doing like a memory lap because I'm on my sprint right now. And when I say that, it makes it sound like, regardless, I made that. I don't know how many hours I did, but like that I made that. And then the next piece is more of like here, I'm gonna have to like actually pause it on like that so you guys can actually see it. So basically the second piece is of my friend, no longer friends, but like I don't know what happened to our friendship, but I mean it just kind of I feel like with friends in general, it's like you move on. It's and that's the sad thing. So like you make a new connection, and then when you are no longer within like the vicinity, then you lose connections because of course you can do like long distance and like just occasionally texting and calling, but it's no longer the same, and it's really sad in that instance because we were good friends. But because when I bring that up, like I had created a volleyball club, and like I we met through the volleyball club because like I started a volleyball club because of the anime Haikyuu. So like when I saw that anime, I'm like, you know what? I'm a I know nothing about volleyball, but I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make a volleyball club. I'll be the president. I'll be the founder of the club, and I did, which is really funny because like I even got us to the point where we were like actually doing we were competing against other college students as well. It was called PIVA, so Pacific Intercollegiate Association. Pacific Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. That's what it was. So I got our team to sign up for that. And I mean, I didn't know anything about volleyball. I just wanted to just make a club that we can all just like vibe with each other, and I did it. It was a struggle, but I learned some things through that as like, I guess like an owner, a founder, and a president. And, like the CEO, pretty much is how I would put that. But I did learn a lot of things from that, and I am actually grateful that I actually did that because I took initiative, despite it not like being a long term thing. Wait, hold on. Okay, just want to make sure. But despite it not being a long term thing, and like since I didn't my volleyball skills were very minimal because like I was even the libero of the team. So basically, like I was like I don't know. There's something about being a libero, is very interesting to me, and I just wanted to just take on that role, just to be the defender of the team. But I mean, like I could dive on the floor and like try to save the ball, but it wasn't the best. Since I wasn't like really trained, and I was trying to train myself, watch many videos as I could, but like I just really wanted to just play it for the sport of it and have fun with like other people who would just vibe with me. And I feel like that's what I need to do. I need to form like a club of my own and form like my own like I don't know the word that I'm thinking of, but I feel like that's what I should do now, just so like I can like actually find those people because I'm trying, but I'm not gonna give up. But with this look in general, like I had made that. But the thing is that the assignment was supposed to be, there's no buts. The assignment was supposed to be a tailored suit, which is really interesting that I'm working in like tailoring suits. But the fabrics that I chose, that was a, what is it? It's not a 12. I don't remember the specific name for that fabric, but like if you sewed that fabric and then to take out the seam, it would start to fray. And that was my issue with this material in the first place because like I hadn't made matching pants to go with this, but with the mannequin itself, I didn't take in consideration of like how an actual woman's body is because my mannequin was like for like I don't even know the size. It was like maybe like oh, I don't know. It was I don't really know women's sizes and I don't know the body of like a female that good to like know like how to actually make a tailored suit in the first place. And I feel like that should have been like an actual like lesson before we actually had done that. But regardless of that, I had made this and the it does so the jacket itself it had like the you could see her shoulder blades, so it's like that shoulder peeking through. The jacket length is pretty long now that I'm seeing it that now that I have like that knowledge of like actually tailoring. Like the sleeve could have been a little bit shortened. The straps that you see on the ground, so it's like you can change them interchangeably. So basically, I had made it so you can like clip them on your wrist, so it connects to the back of like the jacket itself, or you could just take it off and just wear it like just hanging. And then that piece that you see on her leg is actually a choker piece that I had made. But since everything it was busy up top, I'm like, okay, I need something to break it up and put something in between her leg and that the leg sleeve of what I did. So that's why I put it on her leg instead. And that choker piece was a little bit too big, so that's why it looks the way it is. I have to pin it to just kind of make it look right. Um, and then obviously like on her other leg, there's another leg sleeve, so it's not connected to like the mid part that you see. It's just the way that her leg is angled. But um, I'm actually really liking this look, to be honest. Like I'm really taking into consideration of what I did because I even for the jacket itself, it you can see like the lapel. Um, there was a button, so it's like so it's not like an actual button. It was more of like a clip-on button type of thing. So no, it was a snap button. So that's what it was. It was a snap button. So that was my other look. I'm really proud of this look, and it's considering it's she has a mask on, so it's during like COVID times, and I had made like just the mask wasn't great. Like I wasn't really accustomed and specialized in making masks in the first place, so I wanted to just make something up top. But I feel like that mask is actually covering her face. But now that I'm looking at it again, it looks very interesting. Like the mask is like I don't know. There's something different about that I'm seeing that in that picture, but it's really interesting. I like. But I hope you guys like can just kind of see the vision of what I was doing. The next one that I did, so this one, um, it's a long story. I don't really want to talk about it. But with this model, like with this assignment, it was for a red carpet event. So basically, I'm like, okay, red carpet. So I'm thinking like, okay, a red carpet event. So this is something that you would show out. So something that is very like extravagant, elegant, and then like luxurious in that instance. And in my world of at the time, I was thinking like off colony. So I was thinking like off world. So basically, uh, I'm thinking not like a red carpet event. I'm thinking like a blue carpet event. So that's what um, I wanted to do. So I did so there's something with that blue color that I just gravitate towards, or like any shade of blue, but like on a lighter scale, like pastel to kind of like with like a cyan type of hue. So I really like this color scheme, the black and like the blue. And the black part you can see like my logo kind of peeking through and this was my first time making a dress. So if you saw how I actually like designed this, it's very intricate and it's very kind of difficult to explain because I sewed all those hexagon pieces, so like I had to cut all the hexagon pieces and then put them in. It wasn't in a strategic way. I just had to find some vision of like how I can like break up the colors but make like an image in between that doesn't read like um costume-ish, even though it kind of gives like a costume vibe, but like I was designing for like another type of human in that instance that's off-world, so like that's off colony. So I don't remember exactly what the black part on like the hexagon's design was. But I know that on the dress, I was having a hard time because like I said before, I don't know like the female body, so I was just trying to work with what I was working with because I had like a male mannequin, just like the torso. So I was trying to work around that, adding foam to for like for the front part of the female body, and then like I didn't know what I was doing, so like I was just trying to work with what I got, and I was working with the live model. So I'm like, okay, let me just try to see what I can do. So basically, the front part it so one part overlaps one another, and it has like this blue stripe that is kind of like I don't know if I can show a picture. So it goes like so do 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 do. So if you think of an M, but like a distorted type of M, so it goes like do do. So that's the front, and then this is the back. Like I don't know how to describe it to make it make sense because it's like I said, it's a very complicated process of what I was doing, considering I didn't know what I was doing. Even adding a zipper was just like a headache because I had to open a seam and then like try to hope for the best. Like, is this the like I didn't know what I was doing, but I was having fun in the process because it was a red carpet event is what we were trying to design for. And of course, I wanted to make something different and unique. And this was like during COVID. This was actually during COVID. So it was an interesting way of learning and actually doing projects because like I think I would have thought the school would help out with like funding, especially on like a project kind of like this, close to like the actual final project. And I have questions about that. But regardless, this is a cool outfit that I made. And even like so that piece that she's showing, that actually wraps around the back. She just has it open. So that the part that she's holding with her hand, like it actually wraps around and clips on the side of her body. So that hexagon piece actually wraps around the back. I probably should have showed a picture of what it looks like, but I mean this picture kind of encapsulates like where my mind was going at that time, and I want to actually show you guys on like my design skills that I had that I just was not heard from, but it's okay. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about is so this was my actually during my senior collection. So it was Mars. So I was trying to design for the next human. So basically, um, pretty much the next human, but like through the stages. So basically, with colonization, evolution, and speciation. So basically, I wanted to give like a story, but like I didn't have like enough time to like allocate all this time to like make the outfits because I had 12 in mind, but I had to cut it down to six. But like this was not like a complete vision. This was rushed, and this wasn't even my full capability of designing because like the what took the most time was like the first outfit, and that's the one that my brother's wearing. Like I wanted him to have that because with African American, you know, as my brother, I wanted to like I want him to be invited into like my vision of where I was going, even though it was not a complete vision and it was a little bit I was a little bit disheveled and I was going through it mentally at that time. I still wanted my brother to be a part of this, regardless. But this piece had a lot of pieces to it. I even bought little patches off Etsy. It was Mars. I made matching gloves, a backpack. It's not perfectly fitted, but when I think of an astronaut fit, actually, now that I look at that, that it looks really sick. It's the thought and intention behind that. Like literally, I had designed that just for the next. That really looks really interesting now that I look at it. Interesting. That really looks okay. Okay, I see where my mind was going. So now that really looks interesting. I got chosen to be a part of like the International Textile and Apparel Association design exhibit, but I didn't get to explain my story behind my vision because I think at that time frame, like the I'm not gonna make any excuses. Like I wasn't checking like my student email because like I didn't know I was gonna be a part of anything like that because like the school, I feel like the school could have like done some. If I'm a part of something and I'm not responding to like the student email, there had to be some other form of communication to get my attention because like I'm not currently a student, so it's like why would I continuously look at that student email if I'm not a student? And I feel like a year went past, so it's just like I, it wasn't like nothing was like actually like making sense of like why that was, because I could have actually explained myself and explained like my vision, even though like there's a reason why I got chosen for this, but it's just like I just at that time frame I wasn't looking at the student email, so I feel like that could have been like different if I was contracted in a different form of way. But regardless of that, those are my student designs. Oh, but regardless of that, those are my student designs. And I want you to see like a new side of me, even though you may not know me and this is maybe like your first video of seeing me. But hi, my name is Xwell, and I want you guys to like actually be invited to like my Enviro. And when I say environment, I say Enviro because it's my dimensional thinking. And there's so much that I want to actually show and show as a person, like of the capabilities that I have that I was neglected on. And it's just like in order for something to actually change, you have to force it into like the ecosystem and getting it in people's eyes. Because the more that I talk about it, no one's gonna understand because they're like, what is he talking about? That's why I have to show you guys. So that's the whole point. But this video is just like, I hope it's pretty short, but this is like what I wanted to talk about for today because I just feel like talking. And I'm gonna get better at making videos like this. Right now, I'm zooming off Zoom. I'm recording off Zoom, so that's why the quality may not be that best. But like, this is what I'm gonna be using as of right now, just to log like how I'm feeling throughout the day. And I feel like this is like a good form of patience, consistency, and discipline is how I'm gonna just take that. And I'm locking in on this, and I'm dead ass. So basically, with that being said, Xville out, Crossville out, Xeno Nation.